beautiful people, and welcome to Drawing Down the Stars. I'm Snappy. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful day, July 26, 2024. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening. Let's start out by giving a shout out to the chat here. All right. Good to see you, Sky. Good to see you, Valerie. Good evening, Beatnik. Good evening, Kelly. Beautiful. Good evening, Christy. Good to see you, Dorian. Nikosmas. Good evening, Sizzle. Good evening, Demon. And good evening, Gandhi. What a beautiful evening, and I'm so happy to have you all joining with me. So let's talk a bit about the astrology today, because we have some really interesting astrology. What we're seeing right now with the moon is in Aries, but right now, especially in this evening, we're going to be feeling a lot of intensity as that moon in Aries shifts into Taurus. And this movement is called a void of course. And this is really intense energy as we go from that fiery, passionate, driven Aries energy, that will force, into this Taurus energy, which is a lot slower, more grounded, more family orientated, more fixated upon the present and on building and on being that slow moving energy. So we're coming up against kind of like a wall, right? As that fire transforms into earth. And it can be intense, but it can also be really beautiful, magical energy, you know? And we also have that sun in Leo, which is still that fiery, passionate, loving self energy, right? Where we can be our unique self. We can really stress our inner strength and be in this profound moment of shining, you know? So it's really beautiful energy. And it really reminded me, it was wild too, because when I was doing my meditations this morning and I was doing my early morning tarot, I drew the Emperor, and the Emperor is incredible energy. And we had that energy really showing up yesterday as well. And with Aries, Emperor is really deeply connected to this Aries energy. And it's just really profound, powerful energy of putting our force into motion, taking responsibility, you know, of really taking action, of learning to move in flow, right? We have to learn to trust ourselves. The Emperor is that energy of being able to do whatever is necessary, you know? They just need to learn how to move. Often the problem with the Emperor is when the Emperor becomes stubborn and refuses to change, then they manifest that energy of the tyrant. But if the Emperor is moving in flow and is working with others, they are one of the most powerful energies possible. They are that great defender, that great actor, the one who can do and achieve anything, right? The Emperor is that absolute masculine, you know, and it's in all of its forms, good and bad, right? And this energy can be truly powerful if harnessed and directed in the right way. And it just really sat with me thinking about this Emperor. And then when I was reading about the void course today with Taurus, really made me think of Prometheus energy and of Zeus. And I wanted to read you two of my favorite poems. It's by an American poet, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. And there's two poems. One is on Prometheus, and then one is Epimetheus. And they're interrelated poems. They both come from a book he published in 1858 called Flight the First. And really magical stuff. So we'll start with Prometheus here, and you can get a feel. Prometheus, or the poet's forethought. Of Prometheus how undaunted, on Olympus's shining bastions. His audacious foot he planted. Myths are told and songs are chanted, full of promptings and suggestions. Beautiful is the tradition of that flight through heavenly portals, that old classic superstition of the theft and the transmission of the fire of the immortals. First the deed of noble daring, born of heavenward aspiration, then the fire with mortal sharing, then the vulture, the despairing, cry of pain on crags Caucasian. All is but a symbol painted of the poet, prophet, seer. Only those are crowned and sainted who with grief have been acquainted, making nations nobler, freer. In their feverish exaltations, in their triumph and their yearnings, in their passionate pulsations, in their words among the nations, the Promethean fire is burning. Shall it then be unavailing, all this toil for human culture, through the cloud rack dark and trailing? Must they see above them sailing, o'er life's barren crags the vulture? Such a fate as this was Dante's, by defeat and exile maddened. Thus were Milton and Cervantes, nature's priests and Corybantes, by affliction touched and saddened. But the glories so transcendent that around their memories cluster, and on all their steps attendant, make their darkened lives resplendent, which such gleams of inward luster. All the melodies mysterious, through the dreary darkness chanted, thoughts and attitudes imperious, voices soft and deep and serious, words that whispered, songs that haunted, all the soul in rapt suspension, all the quivering palpitating, chords of life in utmost tension, with the fever of invention, with the rapture of creating. Ah, Prometheus, heaven scaling, in such hours of exaltation, even the faintest heart, unquailing, might behold the vulture sailing round the cloudy crags Caucasian. Thought to all there is not given, strength for such sublime endeavor, thus to scale the walls of heaven and to leaven with fiery leaven all the hearts of men forever. Yet all bards whose hearts unblighted honor and believe the presage, hold aloft their torches lighted, gleaming through the realms benighted, as they onward bear the message. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? And to me, the message of this poem is simple. Be true to yourself. Be true to your loved ones. Fight for justice and for what is right. Spread love and knowledge. It's worth the sacrifice. You know? It's that profound magic. Prometheus, it's not a tragedy. He's the greatest hero who ever was. Still inspiring to this day, you know? Now I'll read the second poem. Epimetheus, or the poet's afterthought. Have I dreamed or was it real, when I saw as in a vision, when to marches hymeneal in the land of the ideal, moved my thoughts o'er fields Elysian? What, are these the guests whose glances seem like sunshine gleaming round me? These the wild bewildering fancies with the dithyrambic dances, as with magic circles bound me? Ah, how cold are their caresses, pallid cheeks and haggard bosoms, spectral gleam their snow-white dresses, and from loose disheveled tresses fall the hyacinthine blossoms. Oh, my songs, whose winsome measure filled my heart with secret rapture, children of my golden leisures, must even your delights and pleasures fade and perish with the capture? Fair they seemed, those songs sonorous, when they came to me unbidden, voices single and in chorus, like the wild birds singing o'er us, in the dark branches hidden. Disenchantment, disillusion, must each noble aspiration come at last to this conclusion? Jarring discord, wild confusion, lassitude and renunciation? Not with steeper fall nor faster, from the sun's serene dominions, not through brighter realms nor vaster, in swift ruin and disaster, Icarus fell with shattered pinions. Sweet Pandora, dear Pandora, why did mighty Jove create thee, coy as Thetis, fair as Flora, beautiful as young Aurora, if to win thee is to hate thee? No, not hate thee, for this feeling of unrest and long resistance is but passionate appealing, a prophetic whisper stealing o'er the chords of our existence. Him who thou dost once enamor, thou beloved never leavest, in life's discord, strife, and clamor, still he feels thy spell of glamour. Him of hope thou ne'er bereavest. Weary hearts by thee are lifted, struggling souls by thee are strengthened. Clouds of fear asunder rifted, truth from falsehood cleansed and sifted, lives like days in summer lengthened. Therefore art thou ever drearer, O my Sibyl, my deceiver, for thou makest each mystery clearer, and the unattained seem nearer, when thou fillest my heart with fever. Muses of all gifts and graces, though the fields around us wither, there are ampler realms and spaces where no foot has left its traces. Let us turn and wander thither. Wow. And the afterthought is to be like Prometheus, to take that inspiration and to channel it into your own life, to strive after that divine muse that brings transformation, that forces us to strive after purity, to become our best selves, right? To move to new horizons, to try something new and different, right? That's the true magic of the muses, to bring that newness, that growth and rejuvenation, right? Evolution. Beautiful, beautiful, right? And this is what we're intending to do here, to channel that deep masculine emperor energy into its most powerful and beautiful, as that one that can share knowledge and move mountains, you know, that can do what is necessary for transformation. Trust your own energy, move along with it, manifest your will. Beautiful. All right, let's start our sortes. So today we're going to begin with Liber 420 by my dear friend Chris Bennett. So for those of you unaware, the sortes is a form of bibliomancy, that is divination via literature. I am going to invoke those spirits of the muses and ask them to guide my hand and inspire me. And I will select a passage at random, and that is our message for today. All right. To hold a candle to the devil is an old expression and arises from the use of candles at the Sabbath. What is a candle but not a torch? Who is the devil but not Prometheus Titan himself, right? What is the Sabbath but not the holy Saturn's day? Light your candles. Send praise and remember that divine Prometheus who shined a light, right? Who gave us that power to know. Beautiful. Amazing. Okay. We are now going to go to Parvati Darpana by Harsha Dehasia. Muses, what is the inspiration from Dr. Dehasia today? There are shades of meaning in the term parivitri, meanings such as backward look, turning back, or turning round. Abhinavagupta, in answering a question as how the highest reality is to be realized, said that siddhi is the acquisition of Ananda by parivritri. Wow. Ananda is joy. Parivitri is that turning around, and siddhi is power, right? Power is the acquisition of joy by transformation, by changing course and direction. Wow. Real power is the acquisition of joy through transformation. That's just incredible. Oh, the muses are on fire today. Let us go to one of the muses' most favorite sons, Lord Byron. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Lord Byron? Inspire us. He did not know, alas, how men will lie. that a report, especially the Greeks, avouched his death. Such people never die, and put his house in mourning several weeks. But now their eyes and also lips were dry. The bloom too had returned to Hades' cheeks. He did not know, alas, how men will lie, that a report, especially the Greeks, avouched his death. Such people never die, and put his house in mourning several weeks. But now their eyes and also lips were dry. The bloom too had returned to Hades' cheeks. This is beautiful. He did not know. This is also one of those great secrets, right? The knowledge is already inside you. You do know. It is but a revealing, right? An apocalypse, a removal of the seven veils, right? To bring the bloom back to Hades' cheeks. That's the secret. Beautiful. All right. We are now going to hop to Chapman's Homer. This is a beautiful, beautiful book. The Iliad and the Odyssey, two of the greatest epics ever composed. Muses, guide my hand. What is the inspiration from the divine Homer? Hear, Trojans, and ye well-armed Greeks, what my strong mind diffused through all my spirits command me speak. Saturnius has not used his promised favor for our truce, but studying both our ills will never cease till Mars by you his ravenous stomach fills with ruined Troy, or we consume your mighty sea-borne fleet. Hear, Trojans, and ye well-armed Greeks, what my strong mind diffused through all my spirits commands me speak. Saturnius has not used his promised favor for our truths, but studying both our ills will never cease till Mars by you his ravenous stomach fills with ruined Troy, or we consume your mighty sea-borne fleet. Wow. The recognition. This is really interesting energy. When you engage in these profound conflicts, tit for tat, one-upmanship, where there's this constant pain and suffering on every side, it cannot end without a destruction, right? The Trojan War could not end without the fall of Troy or the sack of the Greek fleets, right? But there was an interesting acknowledgement in there that there was a force that could have stopped that war. The master of time, Kronos Saturnius, right? Saturn. But he didn't. Interesting, right? Something to think on. All right, we're going to go to Ore by Gabriel Macari. All right, Muse. Guide my hand. What is the inspiration from Gabriel Macari and Ore this evening? Exonerate the sinning hand. Exonerate it as it tries to grasp and hold on to matter, as if it held in its palm a treasure far greater than a mere shiny trinket, hence failing to clutch the enigmatic artistry of the universe. Exonerate the hand. Wow, this is so beautiful. Exonerate the sinning hand. Exonerate it as it tries to grasp and hold on to matter, as if it held in its palm a treasure far greater than a mere shiny trinket, hence failing to clutch the enigmatic artistry of the universe. Exonerate the hand. Are we all not Zagreus? Are we all not that divine child who had the universe in our palm, were sitting upon the throne only to spy the spinning top and be distracted, and by chasing after that spinning top, lose it all and fall into matter? But this is not a sin, but a transformation, and it is a pursuit of knowledge. And pursuing that top brings so much growth. And it's never a loss. It's simply a change. Exonerate the hand. Overcome the sinning. Transform and return back to the throne. It's not a loss, but a journey. You can't look back. You can only go forward. And sometimes the way forward is the way back. Beautiful. All right, let's continue. The Book of Thoth by Aleister Crowley. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Crowley this evening? And there is a little child in a mist of blue light. He hath golden hair, a mass of curls, and deep blue eyes. Yea, he is all golden, with a living vivid gold, and each hand he hath a snake, in the right hand a red, in the left hand a blue, and he hath red sandals, but no other garments. Wow. That's Harpocrates, the divine child to come. Telesphoros, the little child in the midst of the light, right? That promise of transformation, that the next generation that rejuvenates and continues us upon the path, right? That pure, beautiful child that we must protect and ever strive for, right? What is creation in life if not for the creation of children and the raising of children, right? And we do so as a community. Beautiful. Oh, wow. I looked down and there was just another line that stood out that I have to read. And he saith, is not life a long initiation unto sorrow? And is not Isis the lady of sorrow? Wow. Life is suffering, but it is also love, right? There is no love without suffering. There is no growth without transformation. It's all interconnected. Beautiful. All right. We are going to go to the Decameron by the amazing Boccaccio. Muses, guide my hand. What is the inspiration from Boccaccio? I deem neither strange nor censurable, but I am instant with thee to follow my advice in the matter. Wow. Sorry, here it goes. It says, daughter, that by these advances thou shouldst be moved to anger. I deem neither strange nor censurable, but I am instant with thee to follow my advice in the matter. Wow. Daughter, that by these advances thou should be moved to anger. Oh, this hits hard for me because, I won't say too much, but the current political climate has me extraordinarily angry. And it has me especially angry for our daughters, for our mothers, right? And it's sad here. I deem neither strange nor censurable, but I am instant with thee to follow my advice in the matter. Right? The violence is neither strange nor is it censored. It's just plain and out in the open. It's plain and out in the open. This is why it's such a terrifying moment, terrifying moment when people blame, single women as the greatest problem or creators of our modern society. It's just, we have to pay attention to these things, and we should be angry about it. All right. If this upsets you, what I'm saying, you need to look into a mirror, and I'll move on. Don Juan in hell. Beautiful. Muses, guide my hand. What is that divine inspiration? Guide us. The confusion of marriage with morality has done more to destroy the conscience of the human race than any other single error. The confusion of marriage with morality has done more to destroy the conscience of the human race than any other single error. Think about that. You don't need to be married. You don't need these institutions. People should be free to be themselves, to live their lives. Wow, intense. All right. Okay, we're going to do, sorry about that. We're going to do our Ganapati Oracle. And then we are going to do our tarot proper. So we are going to invoke that spirit, that divine being, the divine child to come, Ganesha Ganapati, Lord of the Ganas, right? That most beautiful Lord of beginnings. Inspire us. What is the message? Ganapati Ganesha. All right. Enlightenment. Enlighten yourselves. Light that spark, that torch, that candle, like Prometheus, right? And enlightenment is knowing the hard truths, right? Think about these things. Okay. We are now going to do our tarot proper. We're going to do we use the tarot of Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley. And we do the Saturn square, where we invoke that power of Saturn Kronos. We ask him to dissect our life, to cut it up and put it on the plate, to examine those interconnections, those conflicts, to figure out how we evolve beyond them. How do we best move and flow? And how do we manifest our true will? And as always, the center card is the most important. Ooh, who has shown up? But that beautiful Prometheus, right? And to me, this is such powerful energy here, that devil energy in this moment when we're in the transition from Aries, right? Moving from Aries to Taurus. Because Prometheus is that energy of defying the universe for the sake of your children. It's just beautiful. All right. When we have our center card here, that devil, we need to think about this idea of how do we manifest our will? The devil gives you what you want. He helps you ascend the mountain. He shines a light and provides you with the knowledge to achieve your dreams. The question is, what are you asking for? You have to be careful of that, right? If you ask for gnosis, he will grant you gnosis. If you ask to be a king, you may just become a king. But to get there, it may destroy your entire world, right? The devil doesn't destroy you. You destroy yourself. The devil gives you what you want. You have to take responsibility, right? What do you want? The beauty of Prometheus is that he gave up his ego and he sacrificed for the children to come. All right. Wow. Wealth. Ascend that mountain. Ask the spirits for what you want. Manifest that tower. This is beautiful. Wealth is not simply money, right? It is family, joy, abundance, completion, success, children. It is Plutos, right? Beautiful. Oh my gosh. And on the other side is success. Take action. Manifest your will. You know what you need. You know what the world needs. Wow. That's such beautiful energy. Can this get any more positive? 10 of Cups. 2 10s and a 6 so far. And our devil is 15 is a 6. This is such incredible energy, right? The 10 of Cups, Sadie, look, the cups are overflowing in abundance. Not only can you give and receive, but you have abundance to give, and it will explode over. Charity, right? Loving community, fulfillment, emotional stability. And it is coming from this devil energy, the success, the wealth, the Sadie. All about that devil. What does the devil do? He sends the mountain as that goat, right? But there is still negativity here, right? We're still in this mental state of ruination, overthinking, overthought, you know, believing that we don't deserve, believing that we cannot manifest these dreams. These dreams are manifesting around us in abundance, and we still see our ruin here, right? We still believe we are incapable. And this is because often those of us who have not achieved success or have had limited success do not know how to handle success, do not know how to accept it, especially when we've been brought up or raised to be humble, you know, or raised not like it's dangerous energy. Success, it can be very painful. And we also see it still connected to that devil, right? So there could be mental ruination here if you prevent this connection, or if you overthink this connection. If you engage in this thing in a way that brings greed or selfishness or ego, you know? Wow. Hangman. Excuse me. The hangman energy we had the other day. And the hangman is beautiful, right? It's that energy of recognizing that you're on the tree, that you're in the process of transformation, and about making that active push to get yourself down, to go through that process of transformation, to make the necessary sacrifices for change. But there's also recognition. You can stay at the spot. You can stay hanging. But if you go through the transformation, if you make the sacrifices, you will overcome the ruin, and you will produce the satiety. Your cups will be overflowed, right? And part of this energy of the hangman here, they're not alone. You have loving connections that can help you through this process of transformation. The ruin does not have to be faced alone. Often our greatest fears, the tragedies, must be faced as a community, right? They must be overcome with friends and family. Beautiful. Let's see where this is going. Wow. What else does the devil bring us but the divine feminine? Right? Yesterday we had the emperor, right? The masculine is his totality. Now this is the feminine in its totality, right? The two triangles, up and down. Aphrodite Urania, the ultimate mother, virgin, celestial queen of the stars, and Aphrodite Pandemos, the lover of all, who gives love freely to all who ask, right? And we need to recognize this in that totality. The devil is bringing in that divine feminine, which we are asking and striving for, right? And it is coming with that love and that satiety and those connections and community. Beautiful. And connected to this beautiful empress is that passionate child, Princess of Wands, right? This is that energy of that beautiful potential in this fiery of the wands, right? The princess can grow to become the queen or the knight. She has infinite potential, but she must be nurtured, right? This is that fiery of fire energy. And the Empress is the perfect energy to provide that nurturing sustenance that this princess needs, right? See where this is going. Wow. Knight of Discs. What I'm getting here is that this is that energy of what is going to build and commit all of this success, what is going to manifest all this power with the devil. Who does this but the Knight of Discs? The Knight of Discs is that outgoing forward energy, the one who takes action in the physical world, who takes responsibility, who moves, who builds the tower, who comes into loving connection with the Empress and raises the child, right? This is that mature energy of taking responsibility, of putting your words into action, and of building something real. Beautiful. Wow. This is like incredible, incredible, incredible positive energy here. So I'm going to flip my camera here. But before I do, please give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference in the algorithm. And if you are at all interested in a private reading, please message me. You can email me, snappyddts@gmail.com, or you can reach me on the Myth and Lore Discord. I'm Snappy or Lady Snappy. And I just want to point out, if anyone has questions or just wants to chat, you can always message me on the Discord, and I will try to answer and be helpful in any questions. You know, I do not charge for questions, and I will always provide any kind of advice or magical knowledge or give you sources freely. You know, it's just the tarot readings itself that are private and that I charge for. Okay? All right. Let us now look at our full square here. So we'll start on this side with our 10, the wealth. Wow. This is incredible energy. That princess and that 10, abundance coming in, new life coming in, new potentials, new passionate energy, beautiful, powerful energy. We just have to believe in ourselves. We have to believe that we can manifest this. We have to overcome this cycle of ruination that is preventing us from achieving this. What I'm getting the sense of is like, this is such profound energy here. This is that fulfillment, right? Dream fulfillment energy, you know, and this kind of energy is always hard to deal with, right? But your dreams can come true if you allow them to, if you believe in yourself, right? And if you do the hard work necessary. Beautiful. Let's go down the middle, right? The devil energy is that hard work of climbing the mountain, right? Of doing your will. And what does the devil strive for? He strives for satiety and love, for completion. And he strives for the divine feminine, for this loving connection. These are beautiful things to strive for and to quest after, you know? And it's beautiful energy to see. Okay. We now come to that success. And this success is dependent upon us becoming this Knight of Discs. And we become this Knight of Discs by going through that process of actively changing, of taking ourselves down from the hanging tree and making the sacrifices necessary to embody this mature knight, the one who moves forward, the one who takes responsibility, the one who manifests and builds that tower, right? Beautiful. The key here to all of this, to the success, to the knight, to the discs, is this energy of the hangman. Doing the necessary actions, making sacrifices, you know, taking responsibility. Beautiful. Right? We're now going to do our crosses, so we start here. If you can make those sacrifices necessary, you can embody this power of the devil. You can ascend that mountain and you can produce this divine child, that profound joy, right? This will grow to that Queen of Wands, that Median Circe, powerful energy of inspiration, of fiery passion, drawing down the star, producing something so beautiful. But it must be nurtured and cared for, and it requires you to rise to that occasion and take responsibility. Wow. Yeah. Now we do this one. The Knight of Discs is ascending the mountain, is doing the hard work necessary, but their problem is the air, overthought, overthinking, and prevention of movement, right? The Knight of Discs moves. He rides his horse. He builds the tower. You need to resist and fight against this ruination, overcome this ruination. And as we saw earlier, the key to overcoming that ruination is, again, through making the sacrifices and engaging in community. You have all the loving support you could possibly ask for, right? You don't have to fight these battles alone. But you do have to take responsibility. You do have to move. You do have to nurture this child. But if you can do these things, you will produce that success. You will bring that wealth. You will bring that satiety. Wow. You will ascend the mountain. Take responsibility. All right, everyone. That is our tarot reading this evening. I hope it resonated with you. It deeply resonated with me. And we are going to end today with a final sorties. And we are going to go to my dear friend Graham's novel, The Shape of My Will. So here we go. Muses, guide my hand. What is that divine inspiration? Guide us. Can you see me in your mind? Can you see me in your mind? What do you want? Who do you love? You have to imagine them. You have to imagine your future. Can you see them in your mind? Can you see yourself? Can you see what you want? Envision it. Draw it down. Bring it into your soul. Beautiful. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Peace and love. I hope you liked this, and I hope to see you all later at Lady Babylon. So take care, everyone. Thanks again.